My name is Haman. I am the son of Abadaphar, the Agagite. I still can't believe my rise and fall. It was only a little while ago that Xerxes made me the highest official. All the other officials knelt and gave me honour, all except Mordecai. That made me very angry. Who does he think he is? He refused to give me honour. Then I heard from my officials that he was a Jew, and that was the reason he refused to kneel. They only kneel to their God. I needed to come up with a plan. Then it came to me. I would get rid of the lot, every single Jew, and Mordecai would be one of them. The plan was a good one, even if I say so myself. The Jews did not keep the king's commands, and they did not follow the same customs as we do. It could compromise the king, and it was not in his best interest to tolerate them. To sweeten the degree, I said that I would give the king 10,000 talents of silver. Yes, I was extremely rich, as well as powerful. However, the king Xerxes didn't want my money, but he did agree to the decree to get rid of all the Jews. The king gave me his ring. I set the secretaries to work to issue the decree across the lands and provinces. I used the king's seal to let the officials know that the orders came from Xerxes himself. Then one day, Xerxes summoned me. It was amazing. Queen Esther honoured me greatly by inviting me along with the king to a banquet. We enjoyed amazing food and delicious wine. I had an amazing time. Then, not only did she want the king and me to dine with her, but she also invited us to a banquet on the following night. It was all sport, because on the way home, I saw Mordecai at the gate, and he would not bow down to me. It made me really angry, but I did control my temper. When I got home, I boasted to my wife and sons how rich and favoured I was, but Mordecai was still a thorn in my side. My wife came up with a genius plan. She said, I get gallows built, and in the morning I could ask the king to have Mordecai put to death on it. After this, the king and myself could go to the banquet with Queen Esther. What a day that would be. I get rid of my enemy and have great honour with the king and the queen. I went to the king's court, and Xerxes called me into his presence. He asked me what should be done to the man who the king wishes to honour. I thought things could not get any better, but I was wrong. The king was going to honour me further, so I answered the king, for the man the king delights to honour, have him bring a royal robe the king has worn, and the horse the king has ridden, one with a royal crest placed on its head. Then let the robe and horse be entrusted to one of the king's most noble princes. Let them robe the man the king delights to honour, and lead him on a horse through the city streets, proclaiming before him, this is what is done for the man the king delights to honour. I was so excited, I could hardly contain myself. Then my world came crashing down. The king said, go and do this to Mordecai. I could not believe what I was hearing. How could the king do this? Just because he saved the king's life. It might be harder for me to get rid of Mordecai than I thought. Even my wife said that I could not stand against Mordecai, and that he would ruined me. How was I to know that she would be right? I put the problem to the back of my mind and went to the banquet with the king and queen. Whilst we were drinking wine, the king asked Queen Esther what she wanted. She said that someone who wanted her and her people killed. I nearly choked on my wine. My palms began to sweat. Surely the king was not a Jew. Then she uttered the words, an adversary, an enemy, this vile Haman. I knew my time was coming to an end. The king left, so I decided to plead my cause with the queen and fell on her to show how sorry I was. But the king saw this, and that was my final downfall. I had insulted the queen even further. The gallows I had prepared for Mordecai are now going to be my final destination.